Somewhere around 9 years ago from today, Jinder Mahal became the WWE champion for the very first and the only time, and people lost their minds because of this. To this day, I don't understand why. I really don't understand why, man. The decision of making him the champion was a bit unusual, taking into consideration the type of decisions that the company used to make or even made afterwards, right? It was a bit unusual making that guy the champion. But are you really telling me that he did not look like a believable champion? The only legitimate criticism that that person can get, not even the person, man, like just the decision can get, is he was basically booked as a jobber before he out of nowhere became the champion. That's the only thing. Aside from that, there isn't much you can say, man. That guy had one of the best physiques in the roster at that time. This is the time when people like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were rising. You're really fucking telling me that they deserved it more than Jinder Mahal? Are you kidding me, man? No, they didn't. They still don't, quite frankly. But here we are, man. Jinder Mahal was better at promos than both of them as well. He really was, at the time at least. Like Sami Zayn, in my opinion, upped his game a little bit going forward, but at the time, in 2017, he was better than both of them. Even today, man, tell me what's the difference between Jinder Mahal's promos and Seth Rollins' promos? What's the difference? Why is Seth Rollins better in your opinion? Give me one reason. I guarantee you won't be able to come up with anything. That's a guy who depends on his theme song to stay legitimate, man. It's not even close. Jinder Mahal, in my opinion, actually had better promos, man. Like both of these guys have tried being heels, and Jinder Mahal always got better reactions. Maybe because people actually did not like him, but well, good for him. He got better reactions because of that. And there wasn't go away heat as well. Some people might argue it was, but it really wasn't. Roman Reigns got go away heat. Not Jinder Mahal though. People pretended that this decision is gonna suck, but the reality is that it did not suck, man. Aside from the non-believability factor, because he was basically a jobber before that, there was no other reason, man. There was literally no other reason. And he kind of like somewhat became a jobber after he lost the title as well, which I didn't like. I think that was the point where he could have like just went on to become maybe even a mid-carder if not a world title material. But that did not happen. He also had two lackeys behind him, and he got a new theme song, and he had the physique. I mean, tell me why he wasn't a believable champion, man. Except for the booking thing, which wasn't his fault. He was just doing his job, man. Like, what do you expect from him? Except for that, tell me one reason. A lot of people were also saying, oh, well, it's because they wanted to capitalize the Indian market. Look, man. The Indian market has existed for quite some time. It didn't just grow up in 2017, right? Like, if that's what they wanted to do, they would have done it like decades ago, if not years ago. They would have done it a long time ago. And they haven't done it since then as well. The reality is, it wasn't because of that. It was simply because this guy came back, he was jacked as fuck, and Vince wanted to reward the guy. That's literally the only reason, man. There was nothing else. As far as the in-ring work is concerned, this guy, he was pretty generic, man. Like, there wasn't too much to it, but I think what really matters more is your presentation and the stories that you're involved in. That matters more, in my opinion, than your in-ring work, which he wasn't bad at, by the way. Like, he was okay. I guarantee you this. If you think about all the world title reigns from 2017, 2018, 2019 as well, Jinder Mahal's reign sticks out. You actually remember things that he did when he was the champion. I know you hate to admit this, but you know you remember it. At that time, Finn Balor was a champion for one day, which doesn't really count, right? He might as well not be a champion. But like, Seth Rollins became a champion at that time. I think it was around 2019. Kevin Owens became a champion, and Chris Jericho basically just saved his ass. But aside from the Chris Jericho storyline, think about one other thing that guy did throughout his title reign. Think about one other thing. He did nothing. I guarantee you. Nothing that's worth remembering, at least. Got his ass handed to him by Goldberg. That's what he did. Roman Reigns won the title. Do you remember a single feud he had in any of the title reigns he had? Do you remember anything at all? You probably don't. Same thing applies for even Brock Lesnar at the time. You don't remember anything, man. You just don't, you know? You remember the Goldberg feud? That had nothing to do with the title. That was completely separate from the title as far as I'm concerned. So that doesn't count as well. But you do remember the stuff that Jinder Mahal did, right? You remember his feud with Shinsuke. You remember when he beat Randy Orton to win the title. You just remember all of that. And that's a good sign, as far as I'm concerned. The title reign aged very, very well. If I can remember stuff that he did back in the day, what more do you want, man? At the time, people were actually enjoying it, man. You wanna pretend that you didn't enjoy it, but you did, man. I know you did. Now, there might be some exceptions, of course, but like most people, I think they enjoyed it, man. He was just fun to watch, he was a believable heel, and there was always that question about who's gonna beat him. Who's gonna beat him? It's gonna be a baby face, and he's gonna be over the moon when he does it. And it was AJ Styles, by the way, I think. And he then went on to have a 1 year long title reign. So, what more do you want, man? That title reign, in my opinion, served its purpose. What more do you really want from this title reign, or any title reign? Especially considering this is a guy who was a jobber, who became a world champion out of nowhere. So, as I said, man, aside from the booking, there is no other thing that's bringing this title reign down, or even Jinder Mahal as a champion. I think he should have been booked a lot better going forward, but he just wasn't. And today we are in a position where we have people like Sami Zayn, Johnny Gargano, Mason Rook, these guys working in the company, while people like Bobby Lashley and Jinder Mahal were let go.